Jim's in Washington. We have all our monthly bills paid with our Visa card. Everything we buy is also paid with Visa. We pay off the Visa bill on time and have never paid interest on our Visa. We use our airline miles at least every 2 years. We have no debt and enjoy traveling with free miles. What do you say? Why do you say this is wrong? Because, Jim, it's very simple. Personal finance is 80% behavior. It's only 20% head knowledge. And several different studies have confirmed that when you pay for things with plastic, you spend more than when you pay with cash. Just in your mind right now, lay out $100 bills on the table in front of you. In your mind, lay out 5 Benjamin Franklins in front of you on the table. And in your mind, lay a piece of plastic down there that says Visa on it. One of those is activating the emotional sensors in your brain, and the other one is not. When you lay Benjamin Franklin down at the grocery store or to buy a piece of clothing or a pair of shoes, and he doesn't come back, your brain says, ouch. When you lay a piece of plastic down, here's what's interesting, and Rachel pointed this out to me a few years ago. I hadn't caught this part of it. You know, when we're kids, we learn to trade things. Back in the day, in the 1930s or 40s, you might have traded marbles. Your grandparents might have traded a blue marble for a green marble, right? And some of you might have traded a toy for a different toy and that kind of thing. You learn to, if you give something, you receive something. There's a transaction has occurred. And so when you give the money, you receive the item. I give them two $100 bills, and maybe I get a little change, and I get a pair of shoes, and I walk away, right? Maybe I get some change. And depending on you and where you're buying shoes and so forth, right? But anyway, you see what I'm talking about. You hand money over, you leave with shoes. Here's what happens visually with a credit card. You hand a piece of plastic over, they hand it back to you, and you leave with that and the shoes. And somehow that tells your brain that you just got a good deal. That's weird, isn't it? But we don't even think about stuff like that. But the studies show that you spend 12 to 18% more when using plastic over using cash. And actually, Carnegie Mellon published a study done by MIT where they used an MRI function to study this, and they hooked up MRIs and to study the brain activity. And here's what happened. When people bought stuff with cash, it activated the pain centers in the brain. And when you bought stuff with plastic, there was no brain activity. No brain. That was my part. I added that. Okay, but seriously, I mean, again, you're activating the pain centers. When you lay Uncle Benjamin Franklin down on one of those little black trays in the restaurant, we call him Uncle Ben's coffin, because when you put him in there, he ain't coming back, right? And what do you get back? You get back a little piece of white paper that says, ouch. And if you know you're doing that, McDonald's did this. McDonald's several years ago, when I first started doing this show, fast food didn't take plastic. That's how long I've been doing the show, 25 years, right? Fast food didn't take plastic, and it was a big deal. It was kind of controversial when McDonald's decided to take plastic. But they came out and said, oh, no, we've done studies, and it helps us with shrinkage, meaning our employees were stealing. And if they're taking plastic, we don't have any shrinkage. And the consumer, it's convenience for the consumer, and da-da-da. No, all of that was a lie. The actual studies were done by McDonald's. They were fabulous. They're fabulous marketers. And they did all these focus group studies that found that when you walk into McDonald's with a piece of plastic, you're saying, supersize my meal, throw in the apple pie, and I'll pay for his. The guy standing behind you, right? When you walk into McDonald's with cash, you're like, dollar menu, guy behind me, you're on your own, right? And so you spend 78% more on average in a fast food setting with plastic than you do with cash. That's why McDonald's started taking plastic, because it increased their per ticket sale. Impulse your butt off is what it amounts to. And so, Jim, you think you've got this figured out by running everything through Visa, because I'm sure you're smarter than Chase. I'm sure you're smarter than Wells Fargo. I'm sure they haven't done any studies that have figured out exactly where where they're making money on you in spite of this, but you've got it figured out. You're taking on this multi-billion-dollar corporation that are some of the most sophisticated marketers on the planet, and you're kicking their butt. Come on, dude. That's arrogance beyond belief. And, but I got a feeling that all of this is wasted on you, but I did it for everybody else because you're going to keep doing it because you're brilliant. There's that arrogance that goes with this. And so that's what's happening. You can just count on it. But the truth is that you are spending more on average. Well, no, this is stuff I'd be buying anyway. Bull. Hey, listen, go to Disney and you stay on property. Your room key becomes a debit card that goes to your bill, and you can use it anywhere in the Disney parks. And you're buying $8 ice cream cones, and you didn't even think about it. And Disney makes it rain every afternoon because they're God there, and they sell those little cheap plastic ponchos that they got $1.50 in, and they're selling them for $15. And you put them on your room card, and you don't think anything about it because you don't want your hair to get wet. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.